Sports fans, we are live. Welcome to the Sports Behavior Podcast. I'm your host, OG the Beast. You already know who with me. That's Funny Fat Boy. What's popping, man? How you feeling?
We back. I'm feeling great. It's nice and early in the morning. We're going to get these nice basketball takes out the way, man.
Yes, sir. You already know. You already know how we rocking. You know what I'm saying? Like, shout out to them cats over there on YouTube, man. If you're new to the channel, please drop a like. Don't be afraid to hit that sub button, man, if you rocking with what we got going on. Football coming up real soon. Can't wait for that to go down. We got a bunch of different creators coming onto the podcast, man. Just to talk some sports, man. Talk some football, talk some basketball, whatever you like. That's what we're gonna bring to you. But we had an interesting game 7. You know, I see the chat. Couple of cats in the chat saying Celtics in 6 because the finals is locked in. We got Boston versus the Warriors. The finals is locked in. Dubs in the chat if you enjoying yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's cracking. I can't wait. I cannot wait for this NBA Finals because it's a lot of people that's been running their mouth about my man Steph Curry. A lot of folks been running their mouth about my man Steph Curry. But before we get to that, let's get into last night's game. The Miami Heat lost to the Boston Celtics, right? A lot of people had Boston pulling this series out. It's tough. You know what I'm saying? It's tough to win 2 games in a row, one on the road, one at home. Miami, some thought Miami could do it, but we sitting here now, 26, 10, and 6 from Jason Tatum, and Jimmy Butler was the story of the game though. Game 7, Jimmy was in full effect. What he had like 38, and Jimmy was balling, and a lot of people had a lot to say about Jimmy Butler taking that shot. 18 seconds left on the clock. I believe the Miami Heat was on a 13-0 run at this point. And it's like they couldn't score a bucket. They gave it to Marcus Smart to like the last 4-5 shots for the Boston Celtics during that stretch. And the Miami Heat was just capitalizing on all his misses. Jimmy Butler, they get the rebound, kick it to Jimmy. He marches down 17, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16. He pulls a 3. Misses it. They gain possession, shoot free throws, the game is over. Everybody's saying, damn, Jimmy, what is on your bird? That's not your game. Drive Al Horford to the basket and get a layup. Draw a foul. You down 2 at this point. Listen, before I kick it off to you, funny fat boy, I got to say my piece about that. Here's my piece about that. Jimmy Butler had the hot hand. Even though I watched this game from front to back. Even though Bam Adebayo had 25 points, I didn't feel that 25 points. I'm not going to hold you. When I found out he had 25 for the game, I said, what? Bam Adebayo had 25? Ain't no way. Because I didn't feel that 25. He wasn't putting no pressure on the defense. He wasn't drawing no double teams. Bam Adebayo might become on my overrated list because this was his opportunity to step up and become one of those dudes. And you had 25? Where? Bam Adebayo was not applying any pressure to the defense. He wasn't drawing no doubles. To me, Bam Adebayo is becoming overrated, bro. Real talk. Yes, he had 25 on a box score, and maybe they needed all 25 of them points, but they wasn't dumping nothing or drawing no plays for Bam Adebayo. He was scoring scrappy buckets. Let's keep it a bean. When Jimmy Butler's 38, you felt all 38. Not only did he work for it, but he was drawing doubles. He was scoring every way possible in the post, off the pick and roll. He hit a 3. Like, the point that I'm trying to make here is this. While everybody feels the need to rag on Jimmy Butler for taking that shot because that's quote-unquote not his game, needs to understand this. The only reason the Miami Heat was in this game was because of Jimmy Butler literally efficiently willing them down the stretch in this game. He did not miss a minute of this game. He played all 48 minutes. He was tired. This shot reminds me of LeBron James, Kevin Durant. Same part of the court, different sides. Kevin Durant walked LeBron on that fast break right to that left wing. LeBron was backpedaling. He shot that dagger. The only difference is KD made his shot. Jimmy missed his shot. But that was the dagger in the heart.
That ain't the only difference.
I believe that's the only difference. Kevin Durant made the shot. Jimmy Butler missed the shot. Look, if you ask me, okay, let's say they draw up a play. Who's gonna shoot that shot? Strus?
Hell yeah, he just made the craziest three we've ever seen.
I seen the fadeaway. That was a nice little three. But so we gonna draw up a play. So okay, so what's the narrative? If with that 20 seconds left, they drop a play, set an off-ball screen for Strus, Jimmy Butler passed it to him, he shoots it, he missed it. What are we talking about the next day?
Good pass, Jimmy.
No.
He ain't LeBron. He's not going to get the...
Yes, he will. I'm telling you, the next day the narrative is Jimmy should have took that shot. Jimmy should have found a way to put his nuts on the concrete and take that clutch shot. I'm not putting the game and my series in the hands of Strus over Jimmy Butler, who's literally been willing y'all. And Strus has been terrible this series.
But here's the thing. Here's what makes me mad about this whole thing. That, to me, I'm not letting it go. That was a bad shot. I knew from the moment he squared, I'm like, oh, this off. He can't. Listen, the difference between him and KD is exactly what you just said. KD is KD. He shoot them. He shoot them all season. Jimmy had the hot hand. Your hand not hot like that. Your hand ain't never been hot like that. Your hand ain't never did that. You did that once in the game in the first half. Bro, people keep saying, well, he made 4 threes in the last game. He's made 7 in total. He went 2 whole games without shooting threes. 2 whole games. Then this one, he made 1. Bro, listen. Do I understand the confidence? Do I understand the point of the shot? Do I get why he did it? Yes. Bad decision, bro. Because here's why. Here's why it's a bad decision to me.
Talk to me.
At the end of the day, you got to trust your defense regardless. Because you make that shot, 16. First of all, you took it hella early in the shot clock. It's not like he was waiting for it to go down. I'm going to be the hero. We going to walk him down. Bow. You shot it.
Lillard.
And there was 16 seconds left. The shot go in, you still got 16 seconds left. So who you got to guard down court? Jimmy Butler. You got to guard Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. And they believe in everybody on their court. They going to get an open shot. They're going to figure out a way to get an open shot, especially they had 1 timeout left. So they're going to have court. Ime Udoka drawing something up. So you got to believe in your defense either way. That shot does not guarantee that you win that game. And everybody keeps saying, oh, well, they didn't want to. Why would you want to go to overtime with the Celtics? The Celtics had no momentum going into overtime. They had 0 momentum. They hadn't scored for the last minute. Jaylen Brown was in foul trouble. Everything going into overtime is on your side. If I'm Jimmy, all we got to do is get to overtime. That's all we got to do. If y'all can give me 5 more minutes, because I'm not taking this 3. I got Al Horford backpedaling, and we in Miami, and I've been getting all the calls all night. I'm to the rim. Let me tell you this. If Russ, and here's the crazy part, because I've watched it so many times. I watched it over and over and over. Jimmy had the ball and took 2 dribbles with the ball, and Al Horford had his back turned. If that was Russell Westbrook, what he doing? Sonic the Hedgehog. I'm out of here. Because you got to go. Like, bro, we can tie the game up, and especially if I got the Heat defense, tie the game up, give me 1 stop, and I will assure you that I will do what I got to do in these last 5 minutes. I will assure you, but shooting that 3 with 16 seconds left, and I've only shot 7 all game. I'm a 20% three-point shooter. I've only shot 7 all series. That's not the way I want to lose. If I'm the Heat, that's not the way I want to lose. If I'm Bam, that's not the way I want to. I want to lose to some stuff that you ain't been doing all series long. You did it 1 game, 4 once, then hit 1 in the second half. You shot 7 in a 7-game series. That averages out to 1-3 every game. Like, that's not how I want to lose.
I understand.
We just lost to the 1-3 that you take every game. That's
True.
what we lost to.
I get that.
No.
I get that. But you got to think of the situation now. You thinking too far ahead, which should be thought. That's a great thought process. Get me to overtime against this Boston Celtics team that has no momentum, and then in the fourth quarter, heading into overtime if you were to get to that point. But you also got to think of it like this: Jimmy played 48 minutes. 48 minutes. Jimmy is tired. And he's not just playing 48 minutes to where it's like a Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum type of situation where it's you go, I go, you go, I go, I chill, you chill, I chill, you go. Nah, it's Jimmy or bust. So every time down, he has to touch the ball on every possession. Jaylen Brown could go 3 possessions without touching the ball and be cool and reserve his energy defensively and on the offensive side of the ball. Jimmy doesn't have that luxury. So if you're thinking about this, how many times did Miami gain a lead in that game? I'll answer that for you. None. They never had the lead in that game.
Never.
Jimmy is looking at this shit like we coming off a 13-0 run. We have all the momentum. The energy in the building is rocking, right? If Jimmy Butler hits that 3, not only does it put them up 1, giving them the first lead that they had in the entire game, but it's demoralizing to the Boston Celtics. Now you force them to use a timeout, draw up a play with 15, 14 seconds left on the clock, which is plenty of time, right? But you're in a half-court set, which is what you want. If you're Miami, because you got hellacious defenders in a half-court set, you in a half-court set, which is what you want. Who's to say that somebody can't, Marcus Smart has been struggling. Jaylen Brown has been playing decent. Jason Tatum's the guy. So you got to think they're going to drop a play for him. So we know the ball is going to Jason Tatum. Your initial defenders, Jimmy Butler and Jason Tatum. Your weak side defender could be Kyle Lowry, Victor Oladipo, who's been solid defensively during the series. You got Bam Adebayo, who can help weak side off of Al Horford, who had all of 5 points in this game. So
he only had 5.
That's it. So it's a situation that it's a hill I'm willing to die on. If my best player is taking that shot isn't an analytical shot. It's not an analytical shot. It's not a let me take this shot because this is what I do. This was a clutch, courageous momentum shot. That's all it was. Does Jimmy do that? Nah. But for that situation, in that moment, for this time, I don't give a damn about percentages. He earned that shot. That's the
thing. I agree with all of that. But the problem, this is the biggest thing that doesn't change. Again, yes, the Miami Heat defense is great, immaculate even, was holding them to no points. But at the end of the day, this is the fact of the matter. That jumper does not guarantee y'all that win.
It doesn't.
It does. No, it do not.
No, it doesn't. But it gives you a spark that you need. Up 1. This is the first lead. The first lead you take is 14 seconds left in the game.
But sometimes you got to use your brain, bro.
So you think he should have slowed it down? Is that what you're saying? Slowed it down? Should he have slowed it down or should he have kept momentum and attacked the basket? Which one?
Here's what I say. You want to end the game? Your best option, just because Jimmy earned that shot. I'm not saying that Jimmy shouldn't have shot it because he can't shoot. I just knew he was going to miss it because he can't shoot. But I didn't say he shouldn't have shot it because he can't shoot. He shouldn't have shot it because if you're not going to guarantee the win with this basket, why risk this? The risk is not worth the reward because if you risk it, you make it, and you still lose. You did that for nothing. You know what I'm saying? You wasn't the hero. You just made a good shot, and Jason Tatum or Jaylen Brown or Marcus Smart took the air out the building. If you gonna do that, you gotta really get in your Mamba mode. People keep saying that's that Kobe. No, that's not that Kobe. Because Kobe gonna stop the ball. Hey, everybody come up court. Y'all get up. Y'all take everybody to that side. We going home though. We're going home though. They're gonna have 0.9 seconds because we're going home. That shot don't guarantee that they go home.
Paul Pierce, Al Harrington, like that. When Paul was talking to him, running that clock down. Yeah. Dame Lillard, Paul George.
Y'all go home.
Paul George, Dame Lillard. That's what you want.
That's the only problem with me. If you're going to shoot the 3 and you talking about you're going to be the hero, then be the hero then. Don't be the hero. You trying to be a fake hero. I was a hero, but my defense got to get the stop back down here though.
So you think Jimmy okay. Now, when you want to talk about it from that aspect, I 1,000% agree. If there was a solution to the way Jimmy Butler went about it, it would be that. Slow it down. If you really want to be that, slow it down. Take some time off this clock. Isolate everybody to one side. Point at Al Horford. Say, get your ass out here. We about to get this bucket and we about to go to hell home. And that's it. and I'm gonna leave y'all
To the
0.2,
crib.
which is just enough to try to throw a heave towards the rim and hope somebody get a tip in. Then y'all gonna miss that, and we gonna go to the
Because you
NBA
didn't
Finals.
even need a three. You could have really went to your bag. You could have walked him down to the free throw line. That's really your spot. You didn't need a three. I was only down one.
No, they was down
You know what I'm
two.
saying?
Was they down two? A three
No,
would
it
have
was
put them
90.
up one.
Oh yeah. So they
Yeah.
did need a three.
Yeah.
So if you're gonna take that three and send them home, you gotta knock the clock out.
And I think what's going through his mind is it was an open shot. It wasn't contested. It's like it's not what he do, but it was a good look. You know, and I've seen Jimmy knock down threes. He just knocked down the three like 3-4 minutes prior to that. What was that he knocked down?
Like
That's what I'm saying. So it's like he's capable, and especially he's got it going. Like Jimmy missed like all the 5 or 6 shots the entire game. He got it going. Yeah, he's not a 3-point shooter. And like I say, now if you really want to be that dude and you want to slow this jank down and say, look, me and you, top of the key, we finna get it popping. And you want to, isolate, run the clock down. Al Harrington, Paul Pierce, when Paul was talking, I'm about to shoot this jank right in your mouth, and we going home.
Mm-hmm.
And Paul Pierce ran that clock. You looking at that clock, ran it all the way down, step, pull up, game. You know what I'm saying? Like
you want to be that fake hero. You want to be that hero that made the bucket, that sealed it, but then really it was 10 more seconds left, and the defense had to go get a real stop on Jason Tatum, and Jaylen Brown had to go get a real one. You know what I'm saying? Like, and let's just say you might not even be involved in that stop. It might be PJ Tucker and Bam that got to really handle the stop. You know what I'm saying? So
to me that's another conversation. You know what I'm saying?
But
Whether it's been times where people felt like they had a good look, and maybe Jimmy felt like if I allow this defense to set, I might not get a better shot than what I'm about to get right now in this fast break, walking into this wide open three. Al Horford was backpedaling. It's a good look. I could see if it was a DeMar DeRozan off one leg type shit, and he did that with 15 on the clock. I'm mad about that. But he walked him into the shot. Al Horford was backpedaling, just like LeBron was backpedaling, while people say, oh, LeBron didn't step up to contest Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant was coming full steam ahead, stopped on a dime on that left wing, pulled up three, bang.
But that's also KD. KD gonna make 6 or 7 of those in the course of the game.
I feel you. Like, KD had it going, but Jimmy had it going. Jimmy had 38.
Jimmy had it going from there. Like, you didn't have it going from there, though. Like,
true.
What you had going was what you should have did. Go to the rim. That's what you had going.
We're not gonna sit here and act like Al Horford was sweet though. Al Horford ain't been going all night. The last time Jimmy attacked Al Horford, when he went up with 2, he elbowed him in the face and pressed him out. It could have been an offensive foul, but they didn't call it. So if he don't elbow Al Horford in the air, Al Horford blocks that shot because I seen the replay. I'm like, damn, Jimmy low key elbowed Al Horford, which stopped his momentum because I'm watching his hand about to block the shot, and it stopped his momentum when Jimmy elbowed him. I'm like, low key, if he don't elbow him, he probably blocked that shot. You seen him block old buddy trying to drive to the hole and dunk on him. Like, Al Horford's been playing immaculate paint defense all series long. He ain't no walkover.
If you just talking to me, I'm not talking about the consensus because we know how the consensus is going to act either way.
Yeah.
But if this regular people that watch the game and really know what's going on, I'm looking at that. That was your spot, Jimmy. You went to your spot. That shit happens. You feel what I'm saying?
So you're going to chalk that one up to the game if he was to do it.
Foul, it happens. But that was the decision you should have made. I will never discredit. But that one, it just, here's the thing. It didn't guarantee the win. That's what pisses me off the most. People are saying he would have been the hero. How you know that? How you know Jason Tatum don't? Oh, get everybody out the way. Oh, I'm finna be the hero for real. When I text Kobe, sidestep, go on. It's on the go. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so you would, who know? You don't even know if you would have been the hero. You might not even have been the hero of the game. What if Bam gets the block? What if Jaylen Brown, Euro step, Bam, come out the air? Boop. You ain't the hero no more.
Oh, no. If Jimmy hits that 3, they go up 1.
Hero.
Hell nah. Jimmy hit that 3, they go up 1. Hero. They come down, call a timeout, run a half-court set for Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown attacked the bucket. Bam Adebayo weak side block. The camera's going straight to Jimmy, and he gonna have his hands up like this. Hell no. They gonna be talking about Jimmy taking that pull-up three with ice in his veins for the game. Bang!
The camera not going to Bam. You know what the camera going to? The camera not going to Jimmy. The camera going to Bam while Bam's screaming, and then Jimmy gonna come in the fold. They gonna
I'm telling you, Jimmy would have been a story. That would have been his 41 point. Jimmy
and Bam had 25. Come on,
Bam had 25. Bam had 20. Bam had 25.
You can say it was a quiet 25, but he get that block. Boy, that 25 loud as hell. Like he get that block. So come on, like,
hey, but he did. But he didn't though. Like, all I'm saying is, when you slice the pie like that, it's still a pie. But when you slice the pie like that, and you want to talk about the fact that he didn't run the clock down, he didn't. He wanted to be gangster, but he didn't keep it all the way gangster. You know what I'm saying?
No, like
you was talking crazy. The dude turned around and you push him in his back. You know what I'm saying? It was still work that needed to be done. You know, it wasn't all the way. Like you felt like he should have been gangster. He should have been all the way gangster. Look, okay, we're gonna slow this jank down. I'm going to take you to this basket or do whatever I want to do with you in this isolation. 17, 16, 15. Y'all going to have no time on the clock, and I'm finna hit this dagger. Y'all down 2 at this point. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So 2 to tie, 3 to go home. And it's like.
And you dealing with. And the thing is, the crazy part is people saying it guarantees the win. Like we ain't got crunch time on the other side. Jason Tatum loved that moment.
True. That's true.
Like he loved that. Like you think that it's guaranteed. Yeah, you gonna try to deny Jason Tatum the ball, but it ain't nowhere he can't shoot. So he probably gonna get the 1-on-1.
Yeah.
So like, come on, like that don't even guarantee the win. Like people saying he would have been the hero. It ain't like they left 2 seconds on the clock, man.
He had 16 whole and that's why I say when you put it like that, I kind of feel where you coming from. I'm still not mad at the shot because it was in rhythm. It was a momentum shot, and it's Jimmy Butler shooting it. If that was Kyle Lowry shooting it, I'm upset about that because Kyle, you've been struggling.
Had the most points.
Jimmy Butler had it going, and he's the reason we here. So I feel like I'm always on board with go with what got you here and let the game die in the hands of the reason y'all are in this position to begin with. I'm all aboard on that. Like, I don't like when a guy got it going and he cooking, and all of a sudden a role player wanna take a tough shot, late in the game. Like, nah, do what got us
that's
here.
Whack.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm not mad at the fact that Jimmy decided to take that shot. What I'm mad about is something that happened earlier in the fourth quarter that Max Strus, however the hell you pronounce his name, that 3-pointer on the short corner on the left side. When they called it, they called it a 3. But then they did the replays, and 5-6 minutes later, the refs overturned it and took 3 points off of the board. To me, that is very, very sketchy. That is very, very sketchy. Yeah. And they got all the replay views that we had after the game. And after the game, they looking at it. And usually when refs overturn a play, it has to be undisputable evidence that the reason why you overturning this is the reason why you overturning this. Undisputable evidence of that. And when I look at them replays, you could look at that and say, bruh, his heel did not touch that line. His heel stayed above that line. He did not step out. And if the ref sees what we see, why would you make a pivotal call like that? That changes the entire dynamic of the game. It changes the pace. It changes how you're guarding now and how you're being guarded because the score is changing. So I'm not one for the stupid game, but if you add 3 more points to that game in that situation, does Jimmy take that shot? How does the game move going forward? So it's like, it's not for you to make a call like that as an NBA ref. You have to have undisputable evidence, especially if the call on the court was a 3. It's not like they overturning something to where they missed the call. The call on the court was a 3. So if you go back and review that, it has to be conclusive. Oh, okay, it's 100% obvious that man stepped on that line.
It was a little too debatable to take it off.
That's the point. It's too debatable for you to take them 3 points off the board. Like,
But
that
them
was
is
not
bad
clear and
calls, man.
conclusive.
Them is bad calls, bad call. Hey,
That's worse
I'm
than a
not.
bad call because y'all went in the booth and thought about it. Watched it.
Yeah.
It took y'all 6 minutes to deliberate. And y'all thought about it. Y'all watched it and rewatched it and rewatched it. It's not if it's an on-the-fly human error, human mistake, that's a bad call. It happens. I get it. Y'all paid to do this, but I get it. It's human error. But to make a call like that and then go back in the booth, look at it, watch replay, review it, and then still say, his foot was on the line. No, the hell it wasn't. And if y'all split on it, there ain't no way in hell y'all. Oh, that's conclusive. Take the 3 off.
But maybe they
that
wasn't
sketchy
split on it. Maybe they all agreed that it was out. I think it was too debatable to call. But if they all agree that it was out, then it was out. Like, I don't like with referees and calls and reviewing, the internet makes it so much more of a conversation than I feel like it needs to be. Like, at the end of the day, it needs to be a conversation.
Right.
But like, we can't change it, bro. It's like it just happened. Like,
that's for damn sure.
And I'm tired. I don't really care to see the rigged and because it's like, look, man, like the bad calls, sports. There's just really nothing. Bad calls, bad situations, sports. Sometimes that just is what it is. If people think the sports are rigged,
sometimes,
hey, sometimes they are.
Sometimes you got to think about that because everything is about money, man. In this world, everything is about money. And at the end of the day, the NBA is a business, right? And they have control over certain aspects of this game. So, to me, as a fan, you would kind of be naive to not assume that some aspects of this game could potentially be rigged. Like, I'm going to enjoy it regardless because I'm a fan of the game. I'm a fan of the sport. But you got to be kind of oblivious if you don't look at that and say, okay, there's a lot at stake here. Money on the line. A lot. We're not talking chump change. Millions and billions of dollars is on the line with these games and these sports teams and whatnot. So I'd be almost a fool to not assume at least some aspects of sporting could be rigged, could be set up.
Yeah,
for one side, or and the ref Donahue, he's been live and very loud and obnoxious about how the NBA has certain refs for certain situations, like certain refs to call certain fouls to force game 7s because it generates more revenue for the sport. When there's money involved, nobody's leaving nothing in the eye of the beholder, bro. If there's an opportunity for you to dictate the outcome of something by your own hands, most people would take that opportunity. So I don't know why us as fans think there's so much loyalty in sports. Like, what you see and before your eyes is really what's going on. Like, so, like I say, I'm a guy that loves sports regardless. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love to discuss sports. I love to debate it. I love to watch it, even though it could potentially be set up. Some of it could. I'm not saying all of it, but certain situations and times could be set up. That's not going to change my mind about how I feel about it, like how people think about steroids. Hell, I don't give a damn. Let all these guys, take steroids. If they want to take steroids, legalize it. Make it so people that I'm on that board simply because there's a reason why we don't go to the local YMCA and watch these cats hoop up there. Oh, but I love the game so much. Take your ass to the LA Fitness around the corner and go watch them hoop. Why don't you do that? No, you don't want to do that. Why? Because we want to see the biggest, strongest, quickest, fastest guys, abnormal body size guys play ball at the highest level. That's why we don't go to our local LA Fitness to watch hoops. That's why. So if you could partake in something that can enhance my visual aspect of you and make you even more monstrous, I'm all in. Because let's keep it a buck. I know we're derailing a little bit off topic, but let's keep it a buck. Shaq in 2000, what he went from 99 to 2000, was a bit outrageous. Played the most minutes he's ever played in his career, had a top 5 season of all time, and he gained like 20 pounds of muscle in a year. Look at the difference between you think Magic Shaq and Lakers Shaq are two different people for it just happened like that? Nah, it didn't just happen like that. If you go look at LeBron from Cleveland to Miami, You think that shit just happened like that? And he became a man amongst boys where nobody can guard him? Nobody can touch him all of a sudden? He's bulldozing through the lane and bouncing off folks? The man jumped up, landed on his ankle, entire ankle turn. Some nasty like Kawhi Leonard type turn. The man hobbled off the court, tied his shoe, and came in the next play. LeBron. Like, that's a sign of monstrosity. Human growth hormone is something crazy, and I do believe some of these players have indulged in human growth hormones and some type of testosterone booster, something, because what we seeing from some of these guys is kind of abnormal. Look at Giannis Antetokounmpo. Even though it took him some time, look at Giannis.
Hey, man.
And who was the last guy you heard got popped in the NBA for steroids? I'm just saying. You don't hear about it too often. I'm not
saying you right, but I'm not saying you wrong, man. I don't know. I stay out of them folks' business. I just like watching them play.
Right.
But,
I'm all I don't care. That's my thing. I'm all for it. If you want to do this shit, people be like, oh, he took steroids. Barry Bonds shouldn't be in the Hall of Fame. Motherfucker, everybody took steroids. And he was still the best out of the ones that took the steroids. Who cares? The best era of baseball was the steroid era, when Mark McGwire and Sammy Sosa was hitting all them home runs and everybody was on the edge of their seat.
Barry Bonds was putting shit in the water.
That's what I'm saying. So it's like, I don't understand how like people could complain. Like, there's a reason why we don't go to our local LA Fitness to watch basketball, because we want to see the biggest, strongest, quickest, fastest guys play this game that we love. We don't want to see old Tommy, even though he getting buckets at LA Fitness. We don't want to see, Buddy that was in AAU and couldn't make it to the league. We don't want to see you.
Hey, man, lead that to them football players, man, because I can't have Jaylen Brown ended up like Antonio Brown when he's 30. I can't have that. I don't want to see all that.
As an NBA fan, I'm telling you, you would be oblivious to not let this type of shit register and say, hey, I'm not putting it past anybody that says, look, I'm not quite the player I used to be, or I feel like I have another level. Maybe if I take this testosterone booster, or maybe if I take this substance or that substance, or, do this in a safer way, human growth hormone, to where I can take my game to the next level and build my body bigger. Look at some of these guys that have off years and then they come back the next year and they be MIP candidates. You know what I'm saying? Like, pay attention to Shaq in 99.
Yeah, that's just in the sport world. I'm not. That's just gonna be in the sport world, no matter what sport you play.
How many times do you hear somebody get popped for PEDs and human growth hormones in the NBA? Do you ever hear?
Never.
Do you ever hear such and such just got suspended for PED? Like, you don't hear it. Why do you only hear it in football? Why do you only hear it in baseball? They cracking down on it. You never hear it in basketball though. And you mean to tell me these guys that are 6'8", 200 some odd pounds, running at the speed of light, up and down a 94-foot court, bulldozing cats, moving cats out the way, running 48 minutes. Jimmy Butler just played 48 minutes last night. I'm not trying to put it in your head. I'm just letting you know. I'm just letting you know.
If that's the case, y'all better get Chet Holmgren a part of the program.
I'm just saying, man.
He needs the regimen. He's 197'2". That man needs the regimen. Whatever it is, get him on that double time. But that's a whole nother conversation.
That's a whole nother conversation. But back to the show at hand though. The conversation on TikTok has been, is Jimmy Butler a top 10 player in this league? I'm kind of.
You put that on right there. No.
Okay, so you say no. Off rip, you say no.
No.
I say I'm on the fence about it, right? And we could play a game of who would you rather have, right? And I can throw some names at you. You tell me honestly, because when I think about a top 10 player, everybody seems to only want to rank these guys when it comes to what they do in the regular season. I'm not like that. People use the term recency bias. I am a victim of recency bias when it comes to playoff performers. I like playoff performers. I change my mind about you real quick if you could consistently perform in the playoffs. Like, no doubt. That's who I am. So a lot of people say, oh, is this guy top 10? Why? Because his bag or because his points. But then when he gets to the playoffs, he shrinks in a moment. So I value your performance in the playoffs, and I actually integrate that into what you do in the regular season when equating or coming up with a list for my top 10 players in the game. I feel like.
All right, so before we play this game, this I'm going to tell you the way I'm answering this question. We putting whoever you give me in the same situation that Jimmy Butler is in, same team, same coach.
No hypotheticals.
We got to.
No, we don't. No hypotheticals because Jimmy's not in the best situation. This is not a hypothetical. All I'm asking you is what they do on their respective teams, with what they got to deal with what they had, the responsibility at hand for them. Because everybody's situation is different. It's not. Everybody's situation is different. So just because, let's say a guy like Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum may be in a better situation than a guy like Trae Young or a guy like Julius Randle, that doesn't mean that I'm going to look at them and be like, oh, well, since he's in this situation, what would that guy do if he was in that situation? No, I'm going to say, you have your situation. Did you make the best out of it? Did you make the most out of it? What did you do as a solo performer?
But if we're saying but then that comes in what's the most? Because if Trae Young not in the situation to go perform high in the finals or in the Eastern Conference Finals because he ain't getting there because his team isn't right, I can't judge his first or second round playoff performance to Jimmy Butler's finals because he hasn't even gotten a chance to be there because Trae Young can put whatever he wants on the line. If his team not good enough to get there, they losing.
Okay, but that doesn't. That's why I don't like the empty stats argument. Because once you put a player around certain players that are actually good or got some talent, that lets you know. Listen, I don't like to judge guys when they don't have everything they need. You know why? Because that creates a lower expectation. And when the rubber needs to meet the road, I need to see how you respond. So when guys play with no expectation, you get Trae Young last year. You get Jordan Poole this year. Jordan Poole is playing like, I don't give a damn about the outcome because if I win, I get praised. If I lose, Steph gets hate, not me. I'm playing with house money. See, ain't nothing worse for an opposite team than a guy with low expectations. Now, it's not about what you do when you don't have everything you need because then you get 2015 Russell Westbrook where he's running all over the court and getting these triple doubles, low expectations. He made the playoffs. It's like, oh, let's praise him. No Kevin Durant. Nobody expects you to do anything. But when you have expectations and you have everything you need and you got a LeBron James, you got an Anthony Davis, and you got a Lakers team that's supposed to do something, now the spotlight is on you. How do you perform? And it's doo-doo. That's how you evaluate it. Oh, you really not that guy. You really not that. Because now when the rubber needed to meet the road and you got everything you need, you flop. Those are the guys.
So I agree with that. So
those are the guys you look at and you say, oh, he's not that guy. If you got a guy you feel like has everything he needs to succeed and he doesn't meet that expectation and he flops, that's the guy you look at and say, oh, so you really not that guy.
I agree with that 100%. So you can give me these names and I'm going to tell you who if he better.
So your criteria can't be just based on what they do in a regular season. It has to.
I'm just going to base it off who I think is the better player.
Regardless of what they've accomplished. Regardless of what they've accomplished.
Yeah.
Because I like playoff performance. Okay.
Yes.
I'm gonna give you this name. Would you rather? Now, and I want sheer honesty. I know you don't think, because I'm gonna give you two different options of it. I'm gonna give you the NBA option and my option. We're gonna start off with mine. I just came up with random 12 to 15 players. We not even putting them in no type of order. I just want to know who you would rather have on your squad. Who do you think's? Who would you rather have? Paul George or Jimmy Butler?
PG.
Jimmy Butler,
Kawhi Leonard.
Jimmy Butler, Giannis.
Jimmy Butler.
Over Giannis.
That's a tough one.
Jimmy Butler, Giannis. I'm going to ask you that one more time. Jimmy Butler, Giannis. Because I know how you feel about Giannis, man. Now, come on now.
On my team, Jimmy Butler.
Okay, you taking Jimmy over Giannis. Wow, that's crazy. Jimmy, Luka. Jimmy, Steph. Jimmy, Embiid. Jimmy or Joker.
Jokic.
Jimmy or Dame. Jimmy or Tatum. Jimmy or Booker.
Oh, I knew this was coming.
Oh yeah, you can't. Ain't no dancing.
This is the who you'd rather part, Jimmy.
So you'd rather have Jimmy? I agree. Jimmy or Kevin Durant?
KD.
Ja Morant.
Ja.
I'm taking Jimmy over Ja. I'm taking Jimmy over Ja. I'm not saying, you know, you want to take account in the future and all of that. Just this season. Ja Morant had an amazing season, MVP caliber season, but I'm in love with playoff performers. And I'm not saying Ja didn't perform in the playoffs, but I feel like if I put Ja Morant on that Memphis team, they go further than Ja took him. That's just me.
You mean Jimmy Butler?
If I put Jimmy Butler on that Memphis Grizzly team, I think they go further than Ja took him. I think they might get past the Warriors with Jimmy.
Ooh, I don't know.
It's tough. They took him. What they took him to 7, 6, 7 without Ja. They won a game without Ja. Like this team has been great without Ja. Now imagine if you add.
Team's a little overrated without Ja. A little bit.
I mean, they play some bums.
They won. They beat non-playoff teams.
True.
And like a lot. Like
they beat Golden State in the playoffs without Ja. So.
Yeah. The Warriors. That was an unfortunate crumble by the Warriors, but also Memphis did do a great job.
They stepped up. Yeah.
Yeah, they stepped up still. But I don't know.
The
only reason why I would take this is probably the only reason why I would take Ja. The only reason why I would take Ja is because I believe that Ja wouldn't allow the lack of his ability to shoot the 3 ball affect him in a playoff game as much as Jimmy Butler allows it to sometimes. Sometimes Jimmy Butler doesn't become very aggressive offensively because he doesn't take what's given to him, and it's that 3 ball. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And it shows its face. It shows his face when the Celtics hit 10 threes and you can't put a Band-Aid over it because you can't buy one.
I'm with you on that.
Or you won't take one, you know? Like Ja's going to take it. Like Ja going to be like, y'all keep smacking these threes. I'm going to have to put them up.
He stepped his game up when it comes from the 3-point line this year too. Like,
yeah, so that's probably shooting,
in the 30s, 30% from 3 top. But okay, self-explanatory. LeBron James, Jimmy Butler, LeBron James, Jimmy Butler, James Harden.
We talking about this year? It's not Harden. It's Jimmy Butler.
I'm taking Jimmy Butler, no doubt.
Over this James Harden. Not questionable.
I can't trust James Harden in the playoffs. That's what I'm thinking. When I'm looking at these squads, that's what I'm thinking about. When I'm looking at these guys, that's what I'm thinking about.
I have to say, I'm going Jimmy.
I can't.
Jimmy
Regular season and playoffs, I can't trust Harden.
If we talking about prior James Harden, obviously, I think he's gotten a little bit of a bad shake in terms of who he's had to play in the past and then how he's judged on how he's had to, the teams that he's had to go up against. He's gotten a little bit of a bad shake.
Right.
I will say he still crumbled in the past, but there's a little bit more context when Jimmy Butler playing bad against the 2 champions, all of the champions, and at the time of the champions being the champions, they were the best defenses in the league.
Right.
Like those are a little bit more contextual. But this year, Jimmy, gotta be.
No doubt about it.
That's a clear answer.
What about Trae Young?
Ooh. Here's what I'll say about that. Trae Young. Ooh.
Yeah. I'm taking Jimmy.
I don't know.
I'm taking Jimmy.
Trigger. I'm going to have to go trigger. Iceman. I'm going to go Trae Young. I'm going to go Trae.
You got Trae? Okay, so that was 15 players that I named.
Mm-hmm.
That was 15 players that I named, and you only took 3 out of the 15, right? So that leaves 11 guys, or 12 guys out of the 15 guys that you would take over Jimmy.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess from that aspect of it, me just coming up with a random 13, 14 guys, Jimmy Butler is not top 10 off of that. Because, most of them I agree with you with. So we pretty much stuck at Jimmy being somewhere between 11
Jimmy
and 13.
can be anywhere from 13 to 17.
Yeah,
and
13,
I feel like that's fair enough.
I think I don't even want to slide him like that. 11. Well, yeah.
You can make a debate for a lot of those people, whether you believe it or not. It's very close. But I've always said that Jimmy has never left that point since about 2016.
Right.
Jimmy's never left that spot for me.
What about what about if we use the All NBA teams, which is the NBA's version of the top 15 players in the league? But we only gonna take the first and the second team, right?
Okay.
So you already said you taking Booker or Jimmy over Booker. So the first team was Booker, Luka, Tatum, Giannis, Joker.
Jimmy over Book is tough now that I think about it, though, because in my recency bias, because Booker only really folded this playoffs, bro. Booker in crunch time really gets busy.
Give me Jimmy.
Like, Booker ain't really had no, bad showings up until now.
Give me Jimmy. He had a bad showing last year. He choked in the finals. Give me Jimmy.
Yeah.
Book choked in the finals last year. Book just recently choked in Game 7 against Luka.
Yeah. He did. That was really bad.
I can't have that. You see what Jimmy just did in a Game 7 loss?
Yeah, Jimmy don't do that. Jimmy,
he don't do that. Like, Game 6 and Game 7, if nobody else cared, Jimmy came to play.
Only time he did that was last year. But see,
last year he had a bad playoffs, but Jimmy's averaging 27, 7 and 6, or 7 and 5 in this playoffs.
Because Jimmy did. A lot of people love to write this off. Bro, Jimmy had one of the worst playoff performances of a star last year.
Yeah. Colossal.
Horrible.
But the year prior to that, he was in the NBA Finals, the whole bubble. They was
so
tired.
His ratio really high. His ratio is really good.
So right. So it's like Jimmy Butler's a playoff performer. He had a blunder, which was last year. But this year he bounced back. That's what I'm saying. This year he bounced back. So you say Book, you taking Book over Jimmy or what? What you doing?
No, I'm gonna stick with Jimmy, man.
So we got Jimmy. You had Luka. What you got? Booker? You got Butler or Tatum?
Tatum.
So you got Tatum. Giannis. You had Butler over Giannis.
That's who I would rather have, but that is a play style discrepancy.
Your back is against the wall. So make a choice. You got Jimmy or you got Giannis. Who you taking with you?
Oh my goodness, man.
Both of them are playoff performers. Both of them are liabilities from 3, except Giannis is 7 feet tall. Similar handle.
Let me throw my play style bias out the window. Giannis.
Okay.
I think Giannis.
There's the smart choice.
If he's got the right squad, I think he can get it done depending on who he plays. But I just feel like on my team, Jimmy Butler's type of ball is just something that's better, that works more fluid, that does better, like for a whole offense.
Yeah.
But Giannis is dominant as hell, so I mean, I'll take 50.
So you only taking Jimmy over one of these guys on the all NBA first team. Now, what about the second team? We got Steph, we got Ja Morant, we got DeRozan, we got KD and Embiid. So the only guy that I didn't mention would be DeRozan. So you taking Jimmy over DeRozan? Okay, so you taking Jimmy over DeRozan, but you taking Steph over Jimmy, Ja over Jimmy, KD over Jimmy, and Embiid over Jimmy. So if that's the case, then nah. I mean, Jimmy, Jimmy's pretty much what he is. Is he a top 10 player in his league? Basically, if you rambling off some of these guys, me personally, I would take Jimmy over Trae Young. So maybe Jimmy's roughly around that 11 to 14 mark, depending on how you feel.
You have a playoff performance. You forgot about what Trae did?
I didn't forget about what Trae did, but
I
feel like
forgot about Showtime?
Oh no, I didn't forget about what Trae did. Trae did some great things last year. Eastern Conference Finals. Trae did some great things. Hushed up the overrated ass Knicks squad with Julius Randle, who we thought was going to be better than what he
really
was.
Lost his touch because he got hurt. I feel like he stay healthy. They don't lose that.
legitimate argument. I mean, I'm not mad at that, but like I say, I love playoff performers. Not to say that Trey isn't one, but I saw him this year, and he was terrible in the playoffs this year.
He was Dookie.
He got exposed. He definitely got exposed, especially all that defense that was out there. But that's neither here nor there. Let's get into these finals predictions so we can get the hell up out of here. Celtics, Golden State Warriors, game 1, I believe, is Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
So
the 5th.
Who you got? Who the hell
Game
do you
1?
got? No, not game 1. The whole series. I want to know who you got. The whole series. Who's winning the NBA championship? I need to know who you got beforehand. Because if we get into this jank and we halfway through, I don't want you switching sides. I want you to stay committed. Who do you got?
Hey man. What they say? Shout out to my boy JJ NBA, man. Celtics in 7, man.
Celtics in 7.
In 7.
Here's what I notice. This is how I know Boston, the people that's going for Boston Celtics are not very confident, because everybody that's going for the Celtics, they say Celtics in 7, but everybody that's going for the Warriors, they say Warriors in 5 or 6. Because
I'm never confident.
I'm confident. I got Golden State in 5. Like,
yeah, they got every reason to feel like that. They got champions over there. Boston don't.
Oh yeah.
Like, they got champions over there, and I'm never comfortable with Stephen Curry in the game.
And they got too much. They got too.
But
Jordan Poole is playing with house money. That is a problem for Boston. He has nothing to lose. Stephen Curry.
Here's what it comes down to, because I will say this is the biggest factors out of these two teams. The Celtics have yet the Golden State Warriors have yet to play a defense at the caliber of Boston in the entire playoffs, or even close. The closest they got is Memphis, and we've seen how Memphis handled that. And the Celtics are a lot better. The Celtics have yet to play an offense outside of Kevin Durant, but it really wasn't like that offense either.
They run a lot of ISO.
They haven't played an offense like the Warriors. For the Celtics, it's all about effort. Is you gonna run around? You gonna communicate? You gonna run? You gonna run for 48 minutes? Let's see.
Real talk.
The Warriors can the Jordan Pooles and the Clays really get something going against this defense? Because that's what they're gonna have to prove.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
It's you gonna have to. They gonna test your stamina. Golden State is gonna test your stamina. So y'all better be ready to switch. Get y'all switch on. Y'all better be ready. Jaylen Brown ain't no resting. You not gonna rest. Jason Tatum ain't no resting on defense. So you're going to they're gonna make you play defense. And if you choose not to play offense, that's gonna be the demise of you. Because the mid-range game is a lost art. Guys are either shooting threes or they getting layups and dunks. Like, I don't understand why the mid-range game has just been toilet bowl. But, like, I seen Williams cat that hit 7 threes in Game 6 of that last series for Boston. I seen him get run off the three-point line, had a wide-open midi, and decided to go to the rim and get blocked. I'm you see people in the rim standing there waiting on you. Why would you not just pump fake, step right in, and take this 18-foot shot? Like, the mid-range game is just such a lost art that I think Boston Celtics is a team with a lot of great mid-range shooters, and they should use that more to their disposal. They got some good shooters. Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, Marcus Smart, Al Horford. These guys can shoot the ball. And I think that should be something that a point of emphasis for Boston. We might have to shoot this midi because severely attacking the paint against Draymond Green, against Kevon Looney, it might not be the best idea. So we might have to utilize, this 13 to 18-foot jump shot and see what it goes. But I'm not. That's just my opinion.
And I'm gonna say this too. This is a public service announcement. Hey, Draymond Green, you gonna have to put that Spalding in that cylinder, man.
Facts.
You can't do this time. Yeah. This ain't a team where you can have 5 and 4. No, you got to put that ball in that cylinder.
Yeah, I need 11. I need 11, 11, and 6 from you, brother.
11-6 from you, brother, man. You got to put the ball in the cylinder because that'll be the reason why they don't win. Remember when they lost in the play-in to the Grizzlies? That'll be that reason because Draymond Green can't put the ball in the basket. Because the Celtics, everybody going to have 10. Derek White,
Yeah.
all of them.
No doubt. You
Draymond,
ain't lying
we need
about
11
that.
and
They
7.
sneaky as hell coming off the bench for that squad.
We need
Sneaky as
11 and
hell.
7.
Yeah.
We can't have 0 points from you, dog.
Nah.
Or that ain't gonna go y'all way.
That ain't gonna cut it. That ain't gonna cut it. The only way that's gonna cut it is if you using your offensive paralysis to set off-ball screens to get Steph open. If Steph ain't getting open on the count of your off-ball screens, because I count that as a score for Draymond. Anytime he sets this off-ball, these handoff screens they like to do, and and it gets Steph a wide-open three, I count that as a bucket for Draymond because he's contributing to Steph getting this bucket. But if he just standing around, he in a corner, and he ain't on nothing offensively, he missing, he ain't being aggressive, that's a problem because then they going to spotlight that, and they going to start trapping. You know what I'm saying? So this is something. It's adjustments that need to be made. We'll talk more about it in the near future. But I appreciate y'all joining us for the Sports Behavior Podcast, man. Dubs in the chat if you enjoyed yourself. My name is OG the Beast. That is Funny Fat Boy right there, and we got pretty more where this came from. We gonna get some more guests on here, some guys to talk some football talk. I know Funny Fat Boy don't really talk football. He might have to sit out those episodes, but
I'm gonna learn though.
Yeah, you're going to learn, though. We going to do what it do, man. I appreciate every single one of y'all joining, and we finna get on up out of here, man. Peace out. Appreciate y'all. Love y'all.